ここナイトキャップ国立公園はオーストラリアに残された数少ないレインフォレストの一つです。ニューサウスウェールズ北部に位置するこの国立公園には今なお豊かな森林が残されています。
もう後ろを見てください。素晴らしいレインフォレストが広がっていますが、その向こうにはもうすぐそこまで牧場の開発の手が近づいています。もうこれ以上牧場を作るんだったら、僕たちはハンバーグを食べるのもやめるし、肉を食べるのもやめるっていう運動がアメリカでありました。非常にこれは成功しましたね。でこういったそのレインフォレストを守ろうというね、その運動は本当このオーストラリアから起こったんです。そのオーストラリアにレインフォレストインフォメーションセンターというそのまた大本山みたいなところがありまして、そのリーダーであるジョン・シードさんをここで訪ねてる。徹底的にこのレインフォレスト運動のいきさつ、それから彼がその本当に大事なことはそのレインフォレストを守る気持ち、それからもう自然そのものに自分がなることというそのディープエコロジーの思想というものをここでお尋ねしてみたい、非常に興味を持ってまいりました。1979年にですね、世界のレインフォレスト運動のもう歴史的出来事がこの地でありました。それ以来ここに、ナイトキャップナショナルパークという国立公園が生まれました。非常に世界の自然保護運動のもう素晴らしい1ページだったわけです。その時に今先頭に立ったジョン・シードさんと一緒にこれからその、熱帯雨林の中へですね入っていってみたいと思います。ジョン・シードさんです。
Hi, I'm Director of the Rainforest Information Centre and I live around here.
快晴の空の下、森を抜け滝に向かいます。鹿の角と呼ばれるこの寄生植物、ちょっと不気味な形をしていますね。清流に喉の渇きを癒し、川沿いを遡ると目の前に現れたのはゴーゴーと水煙を上げる滝、プロテスタントフォールです。
彼がどうしてその熱帯雨林の保護に行くようになったか、その辺のことをですね、ぜひお話ししていただきたいと思います。
Well, I was living as a hippie in the hills here for 5 years, growing my own food, planting fruit trees, when only 5 miles from my home here in this place, the last 1% of the rainforests of our state, New South Wales, was going to be cut. So my friends started to make a demonstration, a protest here, and they asked for help. So our community, which is called Bodie Farm, we all came to help. And once I was here, I had an awakening, a kind of an enlightenment, where the rainforest, I could hear the rainforest calling out to me, you know? Later on, I realised that I have evolved within such a rainforest for hundreds of millions of years, and my own mind comes from the rainforest, so that's why I can hear it. But just then, I could just hear in my heart the rainforest calling not to let the bulldozers and the chainsaws come, and that's how I became involved.
その行動って一体この、そういう行動がきっかけでこの国立公園が生まれたわけですけれども、一体どういうことが行われたのか、その辺少しお聞かせ願いたいと思います。
People climbed up into the trees to stop the trees from being cut. People lay down in front of the bulldozer and had to be arrested by the police before the bulldozer could move. And more than 200 people were arrested here. Most of them, we would call them new settlers, people who had come from the city because of the beauty of this place and couldn't bear to see it being destroyed. So for more than 2 years we did our protests, and at the end of the 2 years an opinion poll showed that 70% of the people of this state wanted to stop rainforest logging, and then the government made legislation.
この美しさとか 彼らの行動がこのサウスウェールズ州の州の人たちにいろんなメディアを通じて訴えかけられてね、それがこう心を動かして、そしてこの州投票に持っていくことに成功したと思うんです。でこういったことはいわばレインフォレストの保護運動の世界でも非常に先駆けっていうか、非常に先頭を切っていたわけですよね。
We took it really to the people through the media, through being able to communicate the beauty of such a place. The people of New South Wales, we first learned even that there is any rainforest in Australia. In 1979, no one knew that the rainforest existed in Australia because it's such a tiny piece. It's only 1/4% of Australia, but it contains 1/3 of our plants and animals.
Yes.
I think because Australia is the only country, the only developed country that has rainforest, at the time in 1979 when we struggled here, nowhere else in the world had people awakened to the importance of this issue. That here in the rainforests we have worldwide half of all the species of plants and animals on the earth, more than half of all of the species, and yet the satellite photographs show us that within our lifetime all the rainforests in the world will be destroyed.
そういったポリスとね、反対の運動の人たちがやり合ってる中で、例えば警察官とか反対運動を阻止しようとする人たちは心を動かされたんでしょうか。いつもいわゆるもう私はもうこいつらを退けるのが目的だと、ただそういう機械のように振る舞ったのか、だんだん彼らに説得されて心を動かしたのか。
Well, they always did their job, but we also, even in spite of them doing their job, we were able to reach them as human beings, because anyone who comes into a place like this can't help but be moved. You know, it's such a moving experience. So that in that first protest, the police were very, might say, innocent and unprepared.
Yes.
You know, in later protests, they took their pictures of the whole thing and then they trained to be able to be much stronger. You know, but here they look in wonder and they hate to see the trees being cut down. In fact, that's what happened, was that when people saw the pictures of the trees being cut down, then all over this country people said, no, we can't, you know, and that's why it changed. It wasn't the politicians, but the people who saved the forest.
あなたはこういう美しいレインフォレストとか滝に行くとね、なんか自然がぐっと入ってくるものがあるんでしょうか。なんかそういう感じみたいなものが。
Exactly, because this waterfall, because this rainforest has been here for so many million years. In Australia for 130 million years, when Australia was part of Gondwana land, joined still to South America and to Madagascar and to the Antarctic, this rainforest was here. And I myself evolved within this rainforest, and so I can feel it inside me, because it's only the last few thousand years where we modern humans have separated ourselves. Before that, we were part of this. We grew up in this. It's part of us. And so from that, I get a tremendous kind of feeling of wisdom. You know, I feel like my thinking becomes improved and my feeling in my heart, you know, becomes improved in this place. And this is where I come for inspiration.
自然からの語りかけを聞きに川で遊ぶ2人。
なんかやっぱり彼らになってるレインフォレストの保護運動というか、レインフォレストを残そうっていう運動はもっと違ったいわば環境を自分のものとするというか、自分が地球の一部になるといったところがすごくあると思うんですよ。それはジョン・シードという指導者があってのことだと思うんですけども、で彼のディープエコロジー論というか、そういうものを聞いてみたいと思うんですよ。
Well, deep ecology is a new philosophy of nature that sees human beings not as the crown of creation, not as the most important being, but just as part of the whole of nature.
そのディープエコロジーというものがやっぱりという考え方が今これからのその地球と人間のそのより良い関係を作っていく上ですごく大事なことだと思うんですね。深く地球を内化するというかいうことになってなきゃいけないわけですね。
Yes, I think that's so, and it's as long as we see the environment as being separate from ourselves, then it's very difficult for us to know what to do to protect the environment. But when we realize that what's out there and what's in here are one and the same, that, for instance, we only have to hold our breath for 2 minutes to realize that the atmosphere is not out there, but that there's a constant circulation of air and water and soil through our bodies, that we are part of the environment. And all of our ancestors and all the remaining indigenous traditional people in the earth, every society has ceremonies and rituals so that the human family can feel that it's part of the earth family. But we modern humans, we think that we can let go of this. And because of this, there is a kind of a spiritual disease that lets us destroy nature. Once we realize that the earth is our body, then we can't just exploit the earth any longer. We have to treat the earth with respect.
今後どうしていったらいいかですね。このみんなこうやって悩んで迷って生きてる今の地球人がですね、今後どうしていったらいいか、その辺のそのサジェスションが欲しいですね。
For me, I've been very lucky, you know, because the only reason that I became involved is because by chance I found myself here in this forest under the very difficult conditions of a struggle, you know, of a political and a physical struggle, you know. So because of that, something changed in me, you know. So that's the first thing. So that I think to be in nature, when I feel confused, that's the first thing that I do. Even if I can just find one beautiful tree and embrace the tree or sit against the tree, and then I remember that what I breathe and what the tree breathes is the same, that I breathe out carbon dioxide, the tree breathes in, and I make a cycle between myself and the tree, and I just surrender to the earth, and I remember that for 4,000 million years I have been evolving here, that I once was a fish that learned to walk on the land. And in remembering this, then the present situation, my work or the politics or 1992, it comes into a kind of a perspective, and it's easier for me to make a decision and not be confused. When I remember the great history of how I come to be here, I understand that every 7 years, each cell in our bodies is replaced, that it comes back into the earth and then from the earth back into our bodies. So we are part of this, the same as the birds, the trees. We also are made from the same stuff, you know. And so because we live so far from nature, because we have ideas about human beings being superior, it's difficult for us to feel at home here, you know. And so what I do is I have these workshops called the Council of All Beings, where 40 or 50 people, we sit in a circle and we share our deepest feelings from our heart about how we feel about nature. And this also is a really good way to remember, you know, the importance of nature and the importance of somehow finding a way, everyone in their own life, you know, in their job, wherever they are, to express gratitude to nature and thanks to nature. Every natural society has such ceremonies because human beings, because of this, it's easy for us to forget that we too are part of all of this, you know. And for that reason, every society has the ceremonies and the rituals so that the people can remember that the man and the animal and the grass, that all of these things are interconnected and like a web, you know, so that when people feel that way deeply, then they can't destroy nature anymore. But because we push away from the earth, then we think the earth is other. We think that the earth is over there somewhere and we are here. And so suddenly we find ourselves in a position where perhaps we can destroy the earth because we've forgotten that we're part of the earth ourselves. One such ceremony is to tie yourself to a tree to stop the machinery, you know? And another ceremony, we may make the mask of animals and invite the animals to speak through us so that we can hear how the world looks from the eyes of an animal or from a plant. And in this way, the American Indians and the people in Borneo and in Africa, all those peoples, they wear masks of animals and identify with the animals.
もう本当にね、僕は日本人もね、古くからの日本人の部分となんかわけわからない根なし草の日本人の部分とあると思うんですよ。で、そのやっぱ古くからの日本人の部分っていうのはもっぺんやっぱりね、今彼の言葉を聞いてると本当に見直さなきゃいけないなというふうに痛切に感じるわけですね。で、そういうこの私たちのね、今の現実のこう迷っている現代人にですね、彼が歌ったね歌があるんですね。で、それは非常にいい歌なんで、意味の深い歌なんで、非常に勇気を与えてくれる歌だと思うんでね、ぜひ歌ってもらいたいと思うんですよ。Okay?
Oh yes, there's just one thing more. Extinction howls outside the door. And no matter what they say, it's a hell of a price to pay for security. And when you see species tumbling down, ask yourself what's real, estate agent or gene pool. Blade poised at my mother's throat, a nuclear umbrella shields my soul. Yellow cake, Bob Hawke got my vote. Uranium mines pay wage or dole to be or not to be. The final choice, ecology or extinction, raise your voice. Ever since they heard the news, sisters and brothers sing the blues, share despair, fear and sorrow, loving each other like there's no tomorrow or yesterday. We pray, may there be peace on earth, ecology, ecstasy, evolution. Sap coursing through a mammal branch touches you, a trembling human leaf. Send your roots back through the tree of life. Shedding false humanistic belief, you fall to your knees. In some still natural place, embrace the trees, feel ecology, pierce your heart. Oh yes, there's just one thing more. Extinction howls outside the door. And no matter what they say, it's a hell of a price to pay.
Yes. まあ彼のねまあ、ディープエコロジーのことについて聞いていたんですけどね、もう一つこう分かりやすくなんか違う側面から言ってもらえないでしょうかね。
Well, it's I mean, it's really the simplest thing of all because it's just the feeling of being connected to the earth. It's just that we feel again the way that our ancestors felt and the way that everything on earth feels, that we are part of the earth. And I think that that's the simplest way to say it. And then it's a question of how do we come to this feeling if we live in, boxes that are separated from nature, and they're the other things that we've been talking about, the kind of things that we can do.
What's the most easiest way to get some feeling, same feeling with us? Some good example, training or...
Well, for me, it's like now at the Council of All Beings and these kinds of things is how I do it, by going out into nature with like-minded people. So being in a place like this with people who you feel sympathetic, all of you, to nature, that's a really good way. And also for me, I must say that my first awakening came through taking action. Before I really could hear nature, we took this action in defense of nature. And so to do something to help the earth, that's the best way,
日本人に何か教えるって言ったらあれだけど、なんかアドバイスしたいことがあったらお願いしたいと思います。
Well, I think that the first thing is that like-minded people have to get together, people who agree about these things. I'm not Japanese, I don't know the right way to behave in Japan, and it should be Japanese people. But one really important thing that I think that that people should do is pay attention to the rainforests and let each other know, educate people around you in any way that you can, because Japan consumes nearly half of all of the rainforest timbers consumed in the world. And so there's a special responsibility in countries like Japan and Australia and the United States, where we consume a lot of the products, to begin to tell our politicians and our industry that there's another way to do this, that we don't have to destroy the earth in order to have these materials. So I think that in many cities around the world, including Australian cities, we've banned the use of rainforest timbers. And so I think people in Japan should group together with other like-minded people and really join the rest of us in trying to protect the rainforests.
すごい大きな種ですね、これ。種は英語でシードというけれども、ちなみに今日のゲストをやっていただいたジョン・シードさんは自分の名前をシードと変えて、非常にこの熱帯雨林の保護運動に全身を投じていったわけですね。でしかもこのオーストラリアではそれのフロンティアであったと。日本人がフロンティアでなかったのが非常に残念だと思います。というのは日本人が世界の熱帯雨林の大半を消費しているわけですね。半分以上と言われています。そろそろね、僕たちも具体的に世界に向かって何か明確なアクションを起こそうと思うんです。ですから本当に僕にそういうので共感を持たれた方は、ジョン・シードさんに特に共感を持たれた方、あるいは今までのゲストに共感を持たれた方はぜひ連絡ください。それで一緒に何か考えたいと思います。
人と地球両者を同じレベルで考えるディープエコロジーは自然に対する新しい哲学です。